Hey, Cynthia.
Hello. Greetings.
Greetings with love. Oh my goodness, how beautiful are they?
Violetta artichokes grown from seed. Yep, they were once this big 3 years ago, and this is their second year of putting off artichokes for us. So it's an heirloom variety that's not available in your stores.
Wow. So you've been doing this for how many years now?
I've been involved. I designed this patch. This garden used to look like what you see across the way. It was just desert mountain. We came in here and we chopped this land with bulldozers and brought in soil and added a lot of organic matter, and we've been at it for about maybe 4 years now. Yeah, about 4 years. So it's grown from sand and rock, and we've added life and earth and worms and love and seeds, and there you have it. 3 years later.
So what do you have in this garden?
Pretty much we grow just about every beautiful variety of any type of organic culinary vegetable, because we use it in the kitchen for all the dishes. So many different kinds of specialty, basils and different kinds of herbs and vegetables. And we're all about flowers. So in about a month, this place just pops with, a rainbow of color. And we use that for ceremony here on the land, and, make bouquets and also use them for the despacho ceremonies. And
you did the best job.
I'm so very lucky. I'm very grateful. I must have done some good work karma in past lives. And also I've gotten into growing a lot of medicinal herbs for picking for teas for the clients. So far I'm growing enough to make a calming tea that has lemon balm, German and English chamomile, and lemongrass. So it's a really tasty, lemony, sort of relaxing tea we make.
Let's go and see those little plants. Let's go and see, they're right there. And
right behind you.
Yeah, oh, here.
See this one, you get to see the different. This is a lemon balm. This one got planted the first year that it started. So this is a 3-year-old lemon balm. But if you see right around the corner, I don't even know if they made it.
Let's see.
These tiny little things. This is what it looked like when I first started it. You see this one little tiny piece of plant? Yeah. That's what that looked like 3 years ago. So I'm starting some others, and this here is German chamomile in infancy. When it grows up, it's gonna look like this one right here. And we pluck these flowers to make a relaxation tea for our clients. So. This is a little piece of the herb.
Beautiful.
Garden. And behind you, all of this is going to be different types of zucchini squash, different types of eggplant, chard, all the juicing greens that you can imagine. They pick fresh juice greens every morning. So we just kind of squeeze them in wherever we can find. And actually then they make seeds and spread themselves and go everywhere. So then we have extra greens. And right back here is going to be our cucumber patch. I've designed these trellises so that they can crawl up and over. Nice. And then I use the shade for growing lettuce. So it's quite the involved project. I call it intuitive farming.
Oh, nice. I love that term.
Yeah, because when you're in the moment, it makes a lot of sense. And I like the idea of planning a garden, but when you're working with the elements, you almost have to just jump into it and do it in the moment. So that's why I call it intuitive gardening. Because if you stop to think about it, then you end up losing your time period of growing spinach or growing strawberries or, any type of favorite thing, It's all timing with gardening, so we just have fun. And we're blessed.
Thank
you.
We're
very thankful.
So Cynthia, tell us about the cold frame. I know this is kind of a new sanctuary addition, isn't it?
This is Kelly, guys, by the way. Dean and Kelly are the owners and the fantastic people behind this huge project around the sanctuary.
The garden guru of the sanctuary. So I am humbled standing here with her in this amazing cold frame.
Thanks. Garden guru. I like that.
Garden guru.
This cold frame is such a blessing. I've always wanted a cold frame here because what this provides is 2 different environments. In the winter, it provides a warm place for overwintering vegetables. Outside, it gets pretty harsh here. So in the winter, we can grow stuff like spinach and chard and kale and dandelion greens, like all the hardy stuff, inside, and doesn't get, damaged by frost. And then in the summertime, we put the shade cloth on it, And then we keep greens that can't take the harsh Arizona heat in here under the shade. So it provides two different purposes. But it's kind of like a science project right now, as you can see. We've been trying lots of different things, and some things, because of our weather patterns, grow and then bolt to seed real fast, and some things stay and provide lots of food. So we're working it all out right now.
Squirrel people.
And the squirrel people are, this is like
They're
a
very
big
naughty. It's an oasis.
It's a salad in the desert
Yes,
for them.
it
If
is.
they look from across the way, it looks all delicious over here. So we're working on that. Anyhow,
Let's show everybody how beautiful and amazing it is inside here.
again, this is chamomile that I planted in here because in the summer it gets so hot that it just burns up the chamomile. So this is our perpetual tea station right here. These things that look like weeds is actually green onions. I'll pull one out for you so you can see what a green onion looks like when it's being grown. But actually, this one is a purple. It's called purpleette, and it's a purple scallion.
Tell them some of the things you actually cook
So,
with these things, Cynthia. She's also our chef.
Oh, she's your chef too?
She's our chef too.
Shiro and I are the chefs, and we're so lucky. This is like one of the biggest blessings when you're a chef that likes to be creative, and especially with vegan foods and raw foods, it's like a huge blessing to have access to this sort of thing. So we grow all sorts of really beautiful vegetables to keep our salads and dishes really creative and nice. So this is one of actually our favorites to cook with, is the purple scallion.
And you make that chard and purple scallion dish.
Oh, yeah.
Let me keep jumping in, but yeah.
No, it's just for the sun.
Delicious.
Say that again, Callie.
Oh, one of my favorite dishes she makes is a chard and purple scallion dish, and it is easy to make, and it's fresh, and it is so yummy. It will even be the midnight comfort food. When we do the kitchen run, it's that delicious.
That's true.
It really is.
I have to say, Kelly actually chose the sauteed greens over a treat one night. She came in really late at like 8 o'clock at night, like completely jonesing for the greens, and I was like, aren't you gonna have cookies? And she's like, no, I want the sauteed greens. So this is true. And actually I have a theory on this, which is I think this is a big reason why the greens are juiced so much here. Greens are very high in alkaloids, and alkaloids is the calming agent that produces serotonin in your brain. So calcium and magnesium and those minerals are alkaloids that actually calm your central nervous system. So actually, the more greens you eat, the calmer you get. So when you drink green juice, it's energizing, but it's calming. So I think that's why the whole comfort food thing, because when you eat the sauteed greens, it makes you feel good. And
Not worse 10 minutes later.
yeah, and there's this connotation with greens, and it's like, cooked greens, but if you lightly cook them with like garlic and onions and spices, it's absolutely delicious over rice. So if no one's tried that, try it.
Brown rice.
We'll show you what those greens look like in real life.
Come here, look at this. Look at all these wonderful plants. What do we have here? What are these? What do you do with these?
Those are called violas, and I grow them as an edible flower, but honestly, they just have a certain energy to them. I just always grow them in the plants because they're like energy fairy spirit flowers, and they're almost like guardians to the plant. So I always like kind of put some at the edge. We grow a lot of flowers here, like of course for ceremony and for beauty, but a big reason of growing so many flowers is companion planting method of providing a lot of food for the bees, because as you know, the bees in this country especially are taking pollen and nectar from plants that have been hybridized and genetically modified, and they're not getting real nectar anymore. They're getting some other thing that who knows God what it is. So we provide a lot of nectar for bees, and what that does for us is they pollinate our plants. And that's the case around the whole world. But, unfortunately, things have been changing. But here we try to grow as many flowers as we can because, number one, it makes sure that we'll have a really strong harvest. And also to just, have a good relationship with, you know, it's all
Nature and the
it's all
spirit of the
interconnected.
nature.
It's all interconnected. If we don't take care of the earth can't take care of us. So that's why we do this, why we put so much energy into this, because, you know, it's like, I think it's one of, it's like a human skill that every single person should have in one facet or another. Even if you live in an apartment, you can get a whole bunch of pots and grow tomatoes, you can grow spinach, you can grow peppers, you can grow something. You should have that connection, because losing that is, I think, where a lot of everything went wrong.
Tell them about our guest, how you helped them get plants.
Oh yeah, we had a wonderful guest, Daniela, that came recently, and I was so excited that she got so inspired while she was here that she went to Home Depot and bought a whole bunch of pots and soil, and we had a gardening class. And the funnest part about it is, because it's spring, I had a bunch of transplants, so I helped her pot up little souvenirs from the garden. She took home basil and dill and a cherry tomato plant, so she's gonna go back and take a little piece of the sanctuary with her. So we try to, you know, encourage and all that.
Tell us about these.
This is red dandelion greens.
You just feel like grabbing them and eating.
You know what? It's it's like one of the most highest in nutrient plants you could ever eat in your life. And the chlorophyll and the bitters in dandelion is one of the best things for your blood and for cleansing your liver. And honestly, it's bitter, but when you eat it with food, you can't even taste the bitterness. It complements just about any meal, especially Italian food. So if you're eating lasagna or spaghetti and chewing on dandelion, it's delicious.
So do you mix that with other herbs, or?
Dean actually uses a lot of this in his component for Dean's green meat. What did we call it?
Dean is right there.
Dean's green, mean green. I don't know. It got some kind of. We had all our juices named, but those guys came up with Kundalini Rising, which turned out to be the best name for the juice. And really, all it is some bitter greens for detox. And everybody in this day and age walking on planet Earth needs some detox with the heavy metals that are around, the aluminum that's in the atmosphere right now. So the bitter greens do that. Then we put in some apples, some carrots, all organic and fresh. And when people take it, they begin to cleanse. And so many times the food that we're eating is processed and plastic and heavy and not nourishing us. So a problem that we're having, people need to eat, and they eat and eat, and they're looking for nourishment, but they will just continue to eat because they're eating empty food. And so when people come here and they can remember, the body remembers this, and it says, oh my God, I'm satiated. And then people can begin their healing process as well. So it's really important, and there's nothing like greens that come straight out of the garden and then you juice them. It's like being on, it's more potent than anything I've ever tried. So, and I'm...
Woohoo! Look at this. So you put everything, all of these, huh?
This is an heirloom form of radicchio. And this one here is so special. This is called red-veined French sorrel, and it has a very lemony flavor to it, this one here. And it's a delicacy, actually, in France, in different parts
So
of France.
beautiful.
Very delicious. So we put that in our salads. And actually, what Dean was saying about these, you know, this is real. That you feel really naturally high off this stuff. You really do. And it's the alkaloids, I'm telling you, because the alkaloids get in your system and calm you and make you feel really, really good. So very highly recommended. Here we have red Russian kale and purple kale.
They look so different than other kales we're used to.
We have lots of, you know, there's so many different types of kale.
Yeah, but in most supermarkets we have the ones that you have over there.
The big curly kale is most of the time what you find, and that's why I love this, because, you know, there's so many varieties from different countries to try. So this, you know, we use this for the green dish that Kelly was talking about, the scallions and kale and chard. This is the one. So we saute it very lightly with olive oil and garlic and onions, and
Yum, 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 yum,
it's
yum.
also used in the juice. So I want to show you one more thing back here.
Come here. Wow, look at that.
This is the rainbow chard.
Look at this. Oh, the rainbow chard,
This is the
yeah.
rainbow chard.
Wait a second. Let's come here. Let's see the rainbow chard.
See the leaf?
Oh.
This rainbow chard, I started I started growing this batch 3 years ago. So most farmers, they plant and they cut and they keep moving. But with this style of farming, we keep adding good stuff to the soil and we take leaves and we keep the plant alive. So this is a perpetual chard grow right here. So this is what we use in our sauteed greens and in juice. So we pretty much use everything in the juice and in the cooking. So, and this right here is very special.
Looks like mint, huh?
This is mint. But the one really mysterious thing about this is that I didn't plant this, and it's popped up everywhere around the sanctuary. So this is actually a sanctuary natural mint. This is just our native mint here from the land. So I mixed this with the chamomile and lemon balm to make our tea, our calming tea. So it's wonderful. This is a blessing, and we put it in the despacho ceremonies, so when Dean makes the offering and it burns, you smell this fragrance of mint and lavenders and all this wonderful fragrant herbs. So
It's amazing too, the color and how green those plants are here.
oh, it is.
It's so green, vibrant green.
Very vibrant. Yep. Especially against the backdrop of the desert. You know, in other places it's almost taken for granted, the green. But when you have the backdrop of so much dry southwestern terrain, all of the green just really it's really special.